Whoa, welcome back to Monster Train. It's 3:30 and I don't know why. I haven't wow. So I bit my tongue today and I have been talking a little bit strangely ever since. So if you notice a little difference in my speech pattern, that's going to be why. I just now noticed it because I'm cutting off some uh, some sounds, I suppose, is the word I'm looking for. I didn't realize it until just now. I heard myself say that and I went, hey, that didn't sound right. Maybe you didn't notice. Either way, how you doing? Yeah, it's 3:30. I had to cut the stream very short, so we're actually doing Hell Rush tonight for real. I was having some very bad internet troubles. Charter, great company. I like ISP monopolies. They're really cool and enjoyable. Haha, yeah. Anyway, uh, other. See, that's other. That was another word that I was cutting off there. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. It's very late, and I've been going down a like. Okay, so I played Phoenix Wright like a year and a half ago, and I liked that game. I rewatch one of the cases every now and then that I really enjoyed. I got recommended a video dunking on a different case. If you're wondering, it is Turnabout Big Top, which is the circus one. And for the last like 30, 45 minutes, I meant to start this recording a little earlier, but for the last like 30 or 45 minutes, I've just been watching a bunch of videos about that case. Because I started with a video saying why that case was really bad and everything that this person hated about it. And I got recommended in the recommendations to that another video, uh, which is, hey, stop hating on this case. It's actually not that bad. Here's why. It's very strange. I don't really know why I'm telling you this. It's just what I did for the last, like, 45 minutes. I didn't really like that case. However, what I did not know is that one of the main plot points in that case, spoilers, is that the defendant, Max Galactica, is dating a 16-year-old and he's 21. And a big point of friction in that case is that he stole that girl from another guy who was 31. And yeah, I didn't really realize that when I was playing it for the first time. Strange stuff. Anyway, Phoenix Wright, great game. Really liked it. I love the first three games. Some of the cases weren't great though. Long tangent there, but that's what I was doing before this, and I thought it was strange, and I had to tell someone, and you're here. So here we are. Oh god, it's Stygian Wormkin. Or Stygian Hellhorned, sorry. Not Wormkin. I would love Stygian Wormkin. Stygian Hellhorned? Ugh. Gross. I hate it. Anyway, let me... Actually, I was gonna ask you the question that I had for yesterday for today, but I'll use it for tomorrow because today I feel like I spent enough time talking about Phoenix Wright that I can just have that be our discussion topic, because that's what I want to talk about really is Phoenix Wright. You play Phoenix Wright? If not, you should. It's really good. Games 1 through 3 are on Steam. They're excellent. It's like a visual novel investigative thing if you've never heard of it and never played it. It's a lot of fun. I'd really recommend it. They're usually pretty predictable, but the later games get a little less predictable and a little more wild. Very fun. If you have played Phoenix Wright, tell me what your favorite case is. It can be from any of the games, but I haven't played 4 through 6. I'm gonna play the new one pretty soon though. Alright, let's begin. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Exile Stygian Hellhorned. Oh, this combo. At least it's not Exile Stygian, Exile Hellhorned. That is my least favorite combo in the game. Soulsucker Talos, Spell Shield Fell, Diligent Seraph. I still talk about, I still read off the bosses at the start of the run, even though I have more boss info. I don't really need to do this anymore. Energy Siphon, Bent, Frenzied Swarm. These are good cards at least. Energy Siphon, with no damage spell, but we'll just pick a damage spell. Forever Flame's good here. I was gonna look at the deck. Forever Flame's just better. Forgotten Name isn't terrible, but, you know. And I think the Dire Channel is irredeemable. I think this is one of the worst champion paths in the game. I think it is really terrible. But I do not mind clicking an artifact here. Sometimes you see double summons. I think Firestone Housing I'm sleeping on. Kinstone Totem's a lot of energy, but we already have an energy-related relic, so Firestone Housing's pretty good. I am sleeping on it. It lets you be a little more aggressive with taking early plus 25 HP, plus 10 attack sort of things, because you have an extra slot for multi-strike. Gotta think about this one from the perspective of how many 245s go to my pyre and hit me for 10? Like, probably 1? I think this trial's okay to take spikes 3. No, it should be 0. It should be 0. It can be 0 if I play Soul Guard right now, bottom floor, right? A pretty nice turn of events, all things considered. Does this proc spell weakness? It doesn't, okay. Interesting little thing to learn there real quick. Does it proc spell weakness if you hit the spell shield? Answer, nope, sure doesn't. And that's a good thing to learn. You'll die. That's good. You can go here. Okay, so this trial was absolutely free. Great draw, like really just great draw for turn 1 to make this combat go extremely smoothly. Being able to activate Titan Channel Soul Guard turn 1 made this very clean. You love to see it. And yeah, no, following up from yesterday, at 15 pack shards, Chains gets +1 attack and 6 lifesteal. 6 lifesteal, that's a lot. Thankfully he only heals, he goes first, so it's actually 5 lifesteal, and he only heals 6, but still. Chrysalis is good. It's a, yeah, it's a good damage spell. Molting Imp is okay. I'd rather pick Hornbreak. Like, Molting Imp, he's probably the worst of the imps. He's not bad, but he doesn't do a whole lot here. We'll take Hornbreak. I think, let's look. What do I think here? I think we have Titan Channel Soul Guard. We have to find an answer that makes sense. And that answer is usually going to be Siren. Like, is it ever a Hellhorned unit, I guess is the question that I'm trying to answer here. I don't think so, because Hellhorned has a problem with getting damage scaling started. You have to hit Ritual Battle or Rage Imp, and if we don't hit him in the next ring, in the next ring, you're gonna be in trouble. That's kind of what I'm feeling here, because ultimately what happens is if I pick up, if I have to see Horned Warrior, and he's like the only unit I would want to see here. Alpha Fiend? No, I'm going right. I think that there's just only one unit that's good, and he's only good if I hit a specific card here. Whereas, like, Nameless Siren is just good. Great unit, very strong. Do a... pardon me. Good old-fashioned holdover Frenzied Swarm here. Can also do holdover Vent and plan to give it +10 piercing. That card's pretty good. I think making the enemies do 0 is better. I'll leave the space on it for intrinsic, but we will take this money. I'm feeling myself here. I'm gonna spend it on a Train Steward removal real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and grab a -1 for Crystallis. And that's fine. A little more thought going into the start of this run. I've been losing some runs lately, so I'm trying to win this one. I think this invasion trial with haste is very scary. And also 25 pack shards. Does he still... He does cancel it. Cool. Well, I know they changed it so that Commemorative Spike doesn't do that anymore. To think about which one got changed. It was Commemorative Spike. Nice. Because Commemorative Spike used to just completely break Ember Drain as a whole. That was cool. I like to see that. I should remove Foregone Power. When you play an Endless or a Holdover Frenzied Swarm, Foregone Power becomes a dead card. And Vent is also dead unless I make Frenzied Swarm cost 0. Because I can't play this. You can never play Vent unless Frenzied Swarm goes to 0 costs. Which it will here. However, that is an interesting thing to note. Something that I will need to bear in mind here. How important is venting to me? Not very. It'll depend pretty heavily on what we see, I suppose. Gifts for a guard in my next clan pack. That's very strange. I need to click on cards here. This is the big thing. We are playing an incant strategy into Diligent Seraph, and I've noted that 5 of my cards are basically unplayable, those 5 being the Foregone Powers. So I need to be clicking on spells pretty aggressively. I'm going to click Flash Freeze. It's not great, but whoa, what the heck? That's the triple imp. I think it's Rage Imp, because we have a defensive answer here with Frenzied Swarm. I already turned down Molting Imp. I don't think he's that good. So I think it's Rage Imp. However, I don't think Rage Imp is that good into the line of Soulguard Siren, which I'm probably going to play. So realistically, I think it's none of these. Could maybe take Rage Imp just to have him for a little bit, but I think it's none. Let's go right here. Ideally, we see a shark. So I didn't think about that. Sure, I'll play DemonGorgon. Why not? DemonGorgon's interesting. He's gonna be pretty easy to maneuver into a winning position here, I feel like. This changes a lot, though. I mean, it just shifts the whole run. Completely. Absolutely it does. And that's great. I like it. Very exciting. Very cool. I do not want to take this +10 piercing. I was going to put it on Vent. However, I don't think that's that good with this Frenzied Swarm situation here. Ah. I'll do a Nexus Spike, sure. Of what? You know what? Great point, never mind. I don't want it. I'll do Foregone Power. Sure. I can just use this as a purge. I don't think there's anything worth Nexus Spiking here. Funnily enough, I feel like I always get Nexus Spike when I'm playing Umbra. And in Umbra, I usually just Nexus Spike, like, Space Prism Morsel Generation. I'll duplicate Crystallis because this card is not bad, and I don't mind having more of Crystallis in my deck. Should I have given it a +10 piercing there? Maybe. Puts me at 40 pack shards. Like, maybe. Strong maybe. I don't actually feel like DemonGorgon is the better unit to be playing on this turn, so I will not. Put this on the Frostbite onto the boss here because I don't care about these 1/1s. And that's all these guys are. All these clergymen are 1/1s. Which one are you? You're Dazed Talos. Okay. Could have protected DemonGorgon, kinda. No, I couldn't if he would have died. It'd be pretty funny if I lost my Siren to the 1/1s I said I wasn't afraid of, but no, she's fine, of course. I will lose her to this sweep, though, and the only answer is to draw a Frenzied Swarm. That is very exciting. This adds a little bit of spice to our life here. Not quite the only answer, right? I shouldn't lose her to this sweep because I should have an answer show up, probably. Hopefully. And even if she dies, it's not the end of the world. Get some more rage going before I wipe that floor. Keep her rage scaling. It's like, it's possible that she dies here, but Yeah, this was another option that we could pull that would give us the kill, I believe. No, actually not quite. I had to put, if I put another foregone power here, yeah, okay, so if I had put myself a little bit more thought, I needed to put, and it would have been exact too, if I put one more foregone power on the Forged Disciple, I would be able to play Energy Siphon on the infused one, and then Helio Crystallis kills both. However, I did not do that math. Okay, I guess I played foregone power there. That is not what I meant to do. However, monstertrain decided that I was playing foregone power there. So foregone power we played. And yeah. I could have prevented this had I put down a little more thought. However, I did not. And that may actually spell disaster. You know, I shouldn't have killed that. I should have killed this Disciple Protector so that I could start foregone powering the boss. I'm gonna try to draw to DemonGorgon here. Yeah, thank you, DemonGorgon. Right on time. He'll clear the Ember Drain as well for me. Very nice of him. I think I kill this Protector now and get some Frostbite down. Not much, but... yeah. I will reset this run. It was tricky. And I don't mind doing a reset here, because I want to play a DemonGorgon run today. So it's not hard to find the victory on this run. I had two options to fix it, but I did not. I'm gonna work on getting Soul Guard out. This turn 2 is pretty bad. I do believe that I just play everything the same, and there's one turn that I have to change a little bit. But overall, it is a... buddy, thank you. I don't remember how I played this turn. I'm gonna play this turn how I should have played it, which would be to play Torch here, Thornbreak here, Vent here. Yeah. Like that, I don't remember. I don't think that's how I played that turn. That's how I should have played that turn. I'm gonna put foregone power down here on this Forged Disciple. And we maintain the idea here of I kill this Forged Disciple and that's it. And if I don't kill this Forged Disciple, then, you know. What did I do? I think I played the foregone power for Rage. Oh, I just discarded it. Thumb up, I have it exactly, I think, here. Yeah, okay. So this is how it should have gone. And in a position like this, it's easy to look at, like, this is a good thing to replay because it's easy to look at what happened here and just go, oh, I just missed Frenzy Swarm. That's a real whoops, oh, I'm just so bad at this game sort of moment, right? But you can't, it's short-term thinking, I guess, to think about the game from the perspective of, oh, well, I just didn't draw well, go next, right? It's not wrong. That is what happened to me. I just didn't draw well, go next. But this is a clearly winnable position that I neglected to try and find the winning line in. They're not really neglected, I just kind of, I don't know exactly how to put it. I got lazy, and I should not get lazy in a combat like that, because that fight is much easier than, or not easier, it just requires a little thinking of the worst cases, right? And if you don't draw both spell weakness cards there, you just lose the fight, and that sucks to suck, basically. But that's the risk you take. I do not want to take any of these. I can take Alloy, I guess. I'll take Alloy, I guess. It's a good card. Oof, these are not great. Hellhorned banner coming up? Like, these effects, these infusions are not very good for DemonGorgon. I think of the options, I will probably just give him Nameless Siren Infusion, because these are all pretty bad. Give him Rage, which he can't really, he clears on Slay, so he doesn't get anything for this. Give him Incant Armor 2, which he clears the armor, or, I mean, I guess Strike Apply Frostbite 3 could be pretty silly, but I don't think any of those are good. However, Armor Shark onto Rage Siren would be pretty good here. I'm going to play Draw Space on this run. I do not think that this run is just over and we win for free by any means. So I'm going to put wow. Should I just play Nameless Siren? No, I'm gonna put Demon Fiend on the DemonGorgon. Yeah, I'm gonna put Demon Fiend on the DemonGorgon. I don't think that the Nameless Siren line is bad. I think it's pretty good, but this is fun too. Changes the line a little bit, but this is pretty cool. Get rid of Foregone Power. So I put stats on DemonGorgon because it's all he can take. He can't take multi, he can't take Incan Armor 2. So we're just gonna give him 2 Battle Stones, I guess. Yeah, sure. And this unit is very strong. This guy's very strong. However, without, was there intrinsic here? Okay, without intrinsic here, it's Soulguard has 10 stacks of a shard debuff, and I need to do something about that. But I'm just like clearing out all these foregone powers. My deck is very small, very scary. That's okay. I will go to another steel shop because it has removals next to it. I want to clear out all my units now and see where we end up. Spell Shield 2. I don't think I have much to fear from the next 3 combats with this DemonGorgon. I guess I can... He has enough health though. Like, he should never die. So the only thing I have to fear is Soul Guard. Does this take damage shield or spell shield? Spell shield. Makes sense. That is as I would expect it. Yeah, where this run starts to get a little hairy is when DemonGorgon... I do Energy Siphon here. When DemonGorgon's 53 HP stops being good enough, this run gets a little hairy, I would say. But for now, fine. For now. But also getting, like, if I can get to a point where I can incant 15 times by turn 3, that'll be good for the biz as well. That's what we call the business in the business, the biz. You know? You know, you're in the biz. I should be paying closer attention to Soulguard's shard count. Cannot get him on this turn. 45 times 4 will be enough to kill the big boy, and I will take 1 damage. And that is acceptable. Aced combat with Titan Channel, you hate to see it, but at the end of the day, what can you do? The answer is not much. If this Foregone Power discards Frenzied Swarm, it's a go next. Okay, good. Not mad. Frenzied Swarm making a very interesting choice to always be at the bottom of my deck, despite it being a very important card, which should be at the top of my deck. This is a bad call, if you ask me, out of Frenzied Swarm, and I hope that it reconsiders this position going forward. I should play the Frostbite on the boss, but I'm pretty confident here. You throw out a few of these bad boys, and then boom, boom, he's very dead. DemonGorgon's not as strong as I had hoped, because usually I like to have an incant Siren of the Sea sort of thing on him. Scales up a little bit better. Titan's Tooth is good. This is an offering card that'll just get played for free for me. Usually. Do I want to throw imps at this? No. 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 I don't. And... pardon me, right path it is. Looking for, I guess, +10 for DemonGorgon. I don't think I go for the +25. I think you go for the raw damage output. You don't have to incant that many times to turn 55 into 220. The answer is, the number is 4. However, I actually think that the Nameless Siren line would be more consistent on this run had I gone for it. I think the DemonGorgon line is a little weird. I think that seeing that last shop, having Siren of the Sea with In-Can Armor 2, In-Can Armor 2, multi-strike would be pretty good. Put that behind Soul Guard. I think that would be a pretty strong line. Should look ahead. Yeah, we got temples. Should have looked ahead sooner, but yeah, no. Intrinsic. I have a card for this. The hard part about this is that this Intrinsic Holdover Frenzied Swarm invalidates 7 of my starting cards. And that puts us in a bad position going into Diligent Seraph. However, I'm just gonna deal with it, I guess. Because Vent is no longer a playable card. Foregone Power is no longer a playable card. Vent is like legitimately unplayable, where Foregone Power is a bit of a toss-up though, so I will remove a Vent. And I need to click on a lot of spells, or this deck is going to go south. And not in a good way. We will see. That's all I can say to you here. We will see. So I'm no longer taking space, by the way. I am taking energy to help me with my Frenzied Swarm lifestyle. Play Flash Freeze on you. I can do like Alloy Torch. I am a fool. That's a big misplay alert. I almost made a comment at the start of this fight too about how I have to be careful to not do what I just did. That is going to be a constant source of pain on the remainder of this run, I foretell. Yeah, at least we got that played out. Because I'm so used to playing Frenzied Swarm as a 1-cost card because it's much better as a 1-cost card, or a 0-cost card, I should say. The actual words I'm trying to speak. If I play Crystallis there, it doesn't matter. DemonGorgon kills everything there. Yeah, I just take a lot of damage onto my Soul Guard for what I have done. Not a lot, but enough where it's not great. Ping off an enemy here, why not? I was feeling good at the start of this run too. I was feeling like I was in a good mind position to play some monstertrain, and I am a mess. I am a misplay central. Yeah, it's fine to play. I'm going to keep Frenzied Swarm here. I want to think about not keeping Frenzied Swarm there, but I'm going to keep Frenzied Swarm there. I think things will look a little bit better once I get rid of these last 2 foregone powers, but I have to click every spell here. Firewall's good. Yeah, so I'm going to click on Preserve here over Guardian's Amulet, because this is 0 and Guardian's Amulet is 3. Why does that matter? Guardian's Amulet gets played for free. Great question, very glad you asked. It's important because all we're clicking on spells for right now is Diligent Seraph. And to play this card for free, I have to play a different card first, which is Frenzied Swarm. And if I consume this card on Diligent Seraph, that card being Frenzied Swarm, I lose the run. So we're going to take Preserve because that card costs 0. And I'm going to click on Ally of the Ancients again because Ally of the Ancients is good. I want to look for melee weakness on strike. I know it's a long shot, but like I really want to look at melee weakness on strike here. What would I even do at the magic shop? I would put -1s on things. I'm going for it. If I hit, I'm a super genius. I also wanted to see the artifacts, to be fair. Hey, Sinner Salve is good going into Diligent Seraph. If I hit melee weakness on strike, you gotta, it's pre-recorded. That's I knew the seed. I read the line ahead of time. Foregone Power feels a little worse now, by the way. I'm going to buy a removal on it. Not too bad. This is a really good take here, though. Calcified Embers are free to play, and it makes Seraph the Diligent significantly safer. Yeah, that's big value. Because if you don't know, it may have been a while. Ember Stasis, the 3 shards that Seraph the Diligent puts out, they count as blights for Ember Stasis. Sadly, for some reason, curse enemies do not generate blights, they generate scourges, so this is not effective against things like the purifiers. However, it's effective otherwise. Just play out Preserve, freeze, deadweight. I'm just clicking things to activate Soul Guard. Do everything in my power to get this deck to a position where I can play 5 spells a turn. I'm working hard, I'm working overtime to get this Soul Guard to a... Oh, don't play that, that vent is unplayable. Just do this. Working hard to get this deck to a good playable position. It has been a difficult journey. I kind of want to keep the alloy, or not the alloy, the embers as a single use nuke. I think I will. They're pretty good cards to draw. 0 energy, do 120, because apparently somewhere along the line they buffed Ember Stasis and I didn't know. Like, I can just use these to cheat through the next combat. Don't do that. Keep an eye on my energy. Learn from our mistakes. We just hope they show us some good spells. I should play Train Steward. Get him out of here. I'm hoping for some good spells. I need to click on 0 cost spells, and that's it right now. Play it all out. Yeah. 0 or 1, I should say. I don't really care. And I probably even just want to go through and hit duplicates to duplicate cards and just make more spells that are better, like more preserves. If I had a whole deck, if I was drawing like 6 preserves or 5 preserves and Frenzied Swarm every turn, that would be a good situation. Because as it sits, we're not bad, but we're not good. And it gets worse when Soul Guard becomes a 15 to activate player. It becomes a lot worse when that hits. For now though, we should crush through Fel. Oh, I need to play Frenzied Swarm. Apparently I just die, actually. Yeah, apparently I do not crush through Fel. I wonder if it's better to do 55 times 5 there. I think 1 extra round of 55. I guess you'd have to have 5 rounds versus Fel, which we don't. I mean, we lose here. That's it. It just dies. Interesting. So DemonGorgon with Demon Fiend Infusion, it's not this, right? It's the having to gut half my deck and just rapid overhaul. Also, I kept these calcified embers and then drew them instead of spells, I guess. But yeah, the problem in this run is that I had to, in taking the holdover intrinsic Frenzied Swarm line, I had to cut so many cards. And those are cards that I like. So here's my post-mortem on this run. I'm going to die here. I don't think that intrinsic is the right pickup for Frenzied Swarm. I think you have to make this a 0 cost card. And that's because of Vent. Yeah, like, because having to spend 2 more removals on Vent on top of the 5 I had to put into Foregone Power and the 4 into Train Steward, it was too much. The intrinsic wasn't that important here. And that's the big takeaway. Sometimes the juice is just not worth the squeeze, I suppose. Also should have played out my calcified embers, but I did not. I refused to. And yeah, he's gonna kill me. There's also a lot of pack shards on Fel, and she's very scary. I was 3 HP off of winning this too. I was actually 3 HP off of Fel dying there because of the... I would have got 1 more round off of the Gorgon. That's too bad. It's 35 minutes. I'm not going to start another run. I'm sorry. It's a bad episode, but not every run's going to be a good one. You still learn something from this episode, and at the end of the day, that's pretty good. I think the Rage Siren line was better. In hindsight, too, I think that making big DemonGorgon was fun, and it was cool it was a cool idea, but in the circumstance, so I guess this is another idea I can show you here in the theory. Playing 2 Sirens is better because so if you incant DemonGorgon over the course of a combat 20 times, it doesn't matter on if you like if you don't incan on the last round, right? If that makes sense. So like if I have a total of 25 incants over the course of a combat, but in Relentless I have 2, DemonGorgon sucks. He's not very good. Whereas with the Sirens, they get the persistent armor, they get the persistent rage. Like it was better to play Siren. That's all there is to it. It's a few deck building choices that were wrong. I got swept up in the DemonGorgon hype, to be fair. And the Demon Fiend hype as well. Imagine if we had seen Alpha Fiend though. Alpha Fiend DemonGorgon. Perchance a dream of another life. Alright. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.